Today, I'm taking a look at the new DC Multiverse Page Puncher's Kingdom Come Superman, along with a choice selection of super head swaps. A little bit later in the video, I'll also be taking a quick look at Fire, courtesy of McFarlane Toys. Welcome to 5 Points of Articulation. Starting with the packaging, and Kingdom Come comes in a plastic clamshell. Side by side with Mr. Freeze, we can see McFarlane has made a couple of minor tweaks. The boxes did have this indent, now they're just straight across. They also had a flap up top for hanging and showing off logos. Now they just have one of these numbers. Either way, we have names and logos down here, and then on the bottom is the barcode and the Page Puncher's logo, which I still maintain should be here. Flipping it around, in the back of the package is the actual comic book that we're getting, beautifully painted by Alex Ross. Well, the cover anyway. For packaging, Superman gets 4 points. Moving on to presentation, and Kingdom Come Superman stands at 7 1/4 inches, or 18.5 centimeters, and reuses the Earth 2 body, which we just looked at with the Max Fleischer version. In fact, the colors are a perfect match. If you saw that video, you'd know that one of my only criticisms was that the wrists weren't flesh tone. Kingdom Come corrects that, so if you wanted to do a swap, you absolutely could. As far as I'm concerned, this is the definitive DC Multiverse comic book style Superman body mold. Just like in the comic, the belt is black with a pop of gold in the buckle. He's also been given the Alex Ross black and red logo, this being the inspiration for the James Gunn costume, for some reason. Otherwise, the only bit of new tooling is the head. The Superman of Kingdom Come is older and embittered, and the basic details are all there. Things like the shape of the head, or the lips, or the hairline, the eyebrows, and the wrinkle placement. In other words, this is a pretty accurately sculpted portrait. To be honest, the only thing throwing me off is that his temples aren't whiter. Even though it's not entirely accurate, though, I'm actually pretty grateful. The lack of white temples means this Superman's a lot better for head swaps, and believe me, once we get there, you're in for a treat. Docking him ever so slightly for the hair, and for presentation, Kingdom Come Superman gets 4 points. If you're enjoying this video so far, do me a favor and give it a like. Moving on to Poseability, and just because Superman's a bit older doesn't mean that he isn't still flexible. Working our way top down, Superman's head is on a dumbbell joint. He can look up and away this high, which is pretty good. For contrast, here he is looking straight, and then here he is burying the chin. A dumbbell joint means we get a nice amount of tilt, and of course he can look all the way around. Moving on down, and he can raise his arms a little over 90 degrees, and has complete rotation. Wonderful range in that wibbly wobbly rotator cuff, and then moving down we got bicep swivel, and the perfect bend of a DC Multiverse double jointed elbow. At the ends of the arms and the wrists are swivel hinge balls. They bend either up and down, or side to side. Moving to the middle, and we've got a diaphragm joint and a dumbbell waist. Cal can arch back this far. In combination with his neck articulation, and here's a flying pose, suffice it to say I'm pretty happy. I wish I could be just as happy with the hunch forward, but it's non-existent. He does, however, have a very nice amount of side to side tilt, and of course twist. Below the gold buckled black belt, however, and Superman has the standard McFarlane hips. He can kick this high, which is great, and do a perfect split. Pretty decent amount of twist in the hip, and then moving down we've got double jointed knee, toe articulation, and ankle balls that can swivel, hinge, and like Kingdom Come Superman traveling from Earth 22 to the main universe in the comic we're about to look at, pivot. Hindered only by his inability to hunch forward, for Poseability, Superman gets a still heroic 4 points. Moving on to Playability, and Kingdom Come Superman doesn't come with a lot of accessories, but he does still have it where it counts. First things first, and we have a trading card. Normally I wouldn't really comment on the card, but there is something about this one that fascinates me. Usually the trading card is the same artwork that came on the box, or in the case of Page Puncher's the comic, but this artwork was taken from the second issue of Kingdom Come, whereas the comic is Justice Society of America number 10. I'm guessing they did it this way so they could keep the same comic for Starman and Damage. Either way, I'm actually pretty grateful. Don't get me wrong, I love Kingdom Come, but never having read this, it was new to the palette. In the issue, Kingdom Come Superman ends up in the main DC universe, where he interacts with the original Justice Society, who are all pretty old now themselves. Never having read this comic before, I really enjoyed it, and it ends on enough of a mystery that it kind of makes me want to track down some more more of the issues. That mystery being a multi-part Kingdom Come companion piece. The fact that it takes place during one of my favorite Justice League runs doesn't hurt either. The Brad Meltzer, Ed Benes era of Justice League of America is a great segue to the DC Multiverse Fire. See? There she is right there. Fire is a Target exclusive and shares the same body as Nightfall Catwoman. She's been cast in a transparent green plastic. Because of that, you can backlight her for some really cool effects. Fire has a new head. I really like the dry brushing on the flames. The box art might come from Justice League of America #1, but the actual figure design seems to be taken from formerly known as the Justice League. She's also been given this new flame effect around the waist, and that seems to have been taken from that comic as well. My only criticism is that the Catwoman body has lots of extra details like gloves and zippers and boot tops, whereas a completely blank body would have made a lot more sense. Having just gotten Guy Gardner, and with Mr. Miracle on the way, I hope we get this Fire and Ice to fill out our JLI. In fact, it looks as though the head might be based on this exact artwork. But for now, I'm happy enough with this, and there's a lot to work with here if you wanted to make a custom. As for Poseability, the high fire hair means that she can actually look up. Things like the bend of the elbows and knees are fantastic, but unfortunately not much in the way of hunching forward. Checking out her engineering though, and in Fire's defense, she is pretty crammed in there. In addition to a trading card and figure stand, Fire also comes with a pair of fire effects. Just like with the hair, I like the dry brushing here too. For some Justice League International alumni, and here's Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, Martian Manhunter and the Flash, and Batman and Guy Gardner. As of this recording, Fire is available on Target.com for only $17. Link in the description below. Huge thanks to McFarlane Toys for making this part of the video possible by sending me this figure to review. Getting back to Superman, and this is exactly what a pack-in comic should do. Get people excited about the source material. Another nice thing is that Superman includes a flight stand. That always adds a bit of value in my book. Same thing with the wired cloth goods cape. As for character-specific accessories, so far we've been looking at these fists, but he also has these open hands. As I said in my Fleischer Superman video, I much prefer these to regular flight hands, because not only can you use them for flight, they're also good for gesturing or pushing against other characters and objects. Of course, playability is more than just comics, hands, and figure stands. It's also about how well your figure plays with others. For one of the most important Kingdom Come comparisons, here he is with Captain Marvel. I promise I've not forgotten about this guy, and a huge video is coming. Kingdom Coming! If you don't have the page punchers, here's the gold label version, but for my only other Kingdom Come figure, and here we have Batman. Even though he's been out for a while, would you like to see a review of this guy? Sound off in the comments. For the Batman that was current to when Kingdom Come Superman dropped in on the Justice Society, and here we have Hush, along with his cousin Kara towering over him. As for some other members of the Geritol Society of America, and here we have Alan Scott Green Lantern, Jay Garrick Flash, Wildcat, and Hawkman. For a relative scale comparison, here's Superman with Pizza Spidey and the Spectacular Spider-Man, and as always, here he is with Stealth Iron Man. And now on to the main event, head swaps. Starting with another geriatric version of Jerry Siegel's creation, and here we have Crisis on Infinite Earths. Coming from someone who admittedly wasn't that crazy about the Crisis on Infinite Earths head, I like this a lot. To my eye, this is just a more recognizable, older Superman. For those wondering how the Crisis head would look on the Kingdom Come body though, here you go. I will say the skin tones match perfectly, and the face is more visibly wrinkled. Moving on, and here's the Max Fleischer version. If you saw my Max Fleischer video, you'd know that the Action Comics #1 head was my favorite combo, but I gotta tell ya, I might just like this one a little bit better. Of course, there's nothing wrong with the Fleischer head, but with Kingdom Come being an older Superman, I don't know if this combination works so well here. Next up, and here we have Christopher Reeve. I gotta tell ya, this one hits me in the feels. It really makes you think about what could have been had Christopher Reeve's life gone a bit differently. That said, and in the case of Kingdom Come, the Platinum head might just be a better fit. For those wondering about the other way around, here you go. It could be a good starting point for a George Reeves custom. For some more salt and pepper hair, and making his 5 POA debut, here we have Justice Lord Superman. Justice Lord's skin is a bit on the pink side, so some repainting is going to be in order, but the sculpt on it's great, and I can't wait to start incorporating it into more head swap videos. Conversely, and this is a pretty cool look as well, but you're going to probably want to also swap out the hands. Next up, and for some classic comic styles, here we have Action Comics 1000. Regardless of the wrinkles, this is a solid standard Superman head. It sits a bit low on this neck, but with some creativity you could make it work. Other way around, and I have always liked the Action Comics 1000 head. Not so much on camera, but under natural light the skin tones match up just fine. Moving on, and here we have Hush. You'll want to use the Kingdom Come neck peg, and we'll have to do a bit of repainting for the skin tones, but a combination like this is why I said I wasn't too upset about the temples not being whiter. On the flip side, I don't know how well this head would look for Kingdom Come, but it does look nice with the proportions of this body mold. While I'm here, I got a request to show Hush in Earth 2 alongside Batman Begins. If you're watching, I hope this helps. Back to head swaps though, and for one that I'm really curious about, here we have DC Classic. For these two, I had to do a bit of extra peg swapping as well. I used the shorter Hush peg for this one, and then for this one I used the extra long 1989 Michael Keaton Batman neck peg. Because the Kingdom Come head is a bit smaller, it scales pretty well, but you will need to do something about those hands. For what might just be my favorite McFarlane Superman head, however, and here we have Action Comics #1. I'm very happy with the Action Comics #1 head, but I can't deny this does fit the aesthetic of the time. Other way around, and he might be missing a few wrinkles and some white in the temples, but this does feel a lot like Kingdom Come Superman's head. Admittedly though, I don't really remember him smiling in that story. For something a little outside the box, however, and here's Superman Red Sun. As much as I like the Red Sun head, I do think that this has something going for it. To my eye, it just feels more like the comic. Other way around, and I don't think this head would work as a Kingdom Come Superman. It does, however, make me want a new Red Sun Superman on this body. And for one more villainous turn, here we have Ultraman. Again, I don't think this would work for a Kingdom Come Superman, but with some touching up, it could be a fun Ultraman. And lastly, here we have the Question. Considering all the heads we've looked at for a comic-style Clark, this is one of the best. This would be such an easy repaint. I really hope McFarlane gives us a Clark Kent while they still can. Between the swappability of the head, the functionality of the cape, some handy accessories, and a comic that managed to get me invested, for playability, I'm giving this Superman 5 points. This leaves us nothing left to discuss but the price, and I gotta tell ya, I'm not looking forward to this talk. Traditionally, page punchers are $24.99, but now that price has climbed to $27.99. According to McFarlane Toys, the official reason for this price increase is tariffs, and I'm inclined to believe that. Out of all the major toy companies, McFarlane has been slowest to raise their prices. Our hobbies are supposed to be an escape from the frustrations of the world, not a reminder of them. Hopefully, if there's a change in tariffs, there'll also be a change in action figure costs. For now though, and for price, I'm giving Kingdom Come Superman 4 points as opposed to the 5 I would have given him, averaging out to a still pretty good total of 4.2 out of 5. For more Superman videos, check out one of these, and until next time, play nice and have fun.